Hello everyone. If someone offered you the chance to experience a submarine under the sea, would you take it? And if a renowned submarine inventor invited you aboard to chat and explore, who would say no? The girl in this story did the same. She accepted an invitation from the famous inventor. Peter Madsen boarded the submarine to explore the ocean, and unfortunately an accident occurred that ended her life. What's even more tragic is that in a moment of panic, the submarine's creator chose to dispose of her body at sea and lied about his actions. As usual, before diving into the main story, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to support our channel and stay updated on the most thrilling and captivating cases. In 2008, a privately built small submarine in Denmark was authorized to operate underwater. The submarine weighed about 88,000 pounds and was designed by the renowned scientist Peter Madsen. When the vessel was first launched and tested, the people of Denmark cheered loudly for Peter. A few years later, the submarine sank while in operation, becoming linked to a mysterious case that captured the entire nation's attention. On Friday, August 10, 2017 in Copenhagen, it was summer with very pleasant temperatures hovering around 68 degrees. The city, famous for its beaches and charming resorts, was serene. While the submarine was navigating Køge Bugt Bay, a few miles from the lighthouse, it slowly came to a halt for reasons that were unclear. The lighthouse officer turned on the observation lights and noticed the submarine was stationary and slowly sinking. Based on his experience, he realized this was abnormal and immediately alerted the Sea Rescue Center. At the same time, he saw a man trying to crawl out of the hatch. A rescue boat arrived in time. The person in distress was identified as Peter Madsen, 46, a renowned engineer in Denmark with experience in submarine operation. While piloting, Peter discovered a small breach in the compartment and tried to fix it but failed. To save his life, he had no choice but to leave the vessel and was fortunate to be airlifted safely to shore by the rescue team. Soon after the news spread, numerous journalists rushed to the harbor to interview and gather information. Among the crowd at the docks was a young man named Ole searching for his girlfriend. However, his search yielded no results. In desperation, he revealed a shocking fact to the press. His girlfriend was Kim Wall, 30, a Swedish journalist. She had accepted Peter's invitation to Copenhagen the night before the submarine incident. Kim Wall had boarded Peter's submarine and subsequently lost all contact. She had been in the Refshaleøen area east of Copenhagen's city center, a hotspot known for its numerous restaurants, bars, creative workspaces, and street food that drew many young people. When Ole could not reach her, he quickly reported it to the police. He feared something had gone wrong with the submarine. According to Ole, his girlfriend had jokingly sent a message that the submarine was slowly sinking on the evening of August 10th. Journalist Kim Wall, born in March 1987 in a small town in southern Sweden, went missing. After graduating from university, she became a freelance reporter with notable achievements at the New York Times, covering events in multiple countries from Uganda to Cuba, from the Marin Islands to Kenya. Kim Wall often ventured into dangerous areas to report, causing repeated worry for her family and friends. In March 2017, Kim Wall left Sweden for Copenhagen, Denmark to visit her boyfriend Ole. One evening as the sun set while walking, Kim Wall spotted a rocket laboratory. She was intrigued and wanted to learn more about it. She contacted the editor of Wired, a renowned technology magazine, expressing her interest in writing a story about rocket engineering. At this point, Kim's visa was about to expire. She and her boyfriend were planning to head to Beijing, China, to start a new job on August 16th, just a few days away. Kim Wall had been following the Copenhagen Near-Great Satellite Research Project funded by a group of amateur researchers called Exploration of Space Entrepreneurs, established in 2008. The Copenhagen Near-Great Satellite had successfully launched 5 homemade rockets and 2 natural space module simulations. To learn more about the project, Kim reached out to Peter Madsen, the founder, eager to understand what drove him to create rockets and submarines. Finding his contact information took her considerable effort, but once Peter agreed, she was determined to conduct the interview before leaving Denmark. Returning to the case when the submarine UC-3 Nautilus sank. Peter became the prime suspect and faced intense scrutiny from the media. Peter claimed that on the evening of August 10th, he had participated in Kim's interview, and at 10:30 p.m., he took Kim Wall near the Halvendet restaurant in Lac Fosse Sand. After that, he had no idea where she went. However, authorities did not accept this account. The police suspected that Peter had attacked Kim and that the submarine sinking was just a cover-up. Officials stated that the crime appeared unintentional, though Peter denied all allegations. The suspect, Peter Madsen, was born in the town of Sæby, about 62 miles west of Copenhagen, in January 1971. At 6 years old, his parents divorced, and he went to live with his father. From an early age, Peter was passionate about science, especially rockets and submarines. By the time he was 14, with guidance from his teachers, he successfully built a rocket and tested it behind his school. At 15, Peter moved to the town of Kalundborg to attend high school, and by 18, his father had passed away. After graduating, Peter moved to Copenhagen, teaching himself maritime skills and submarine-related engineering. Using his talents, he joined the local rocket club. With financial support from individuals and organizations, Peter used the funds to build 3 personal submarines. By age 37, Peter, together with a Danish architect, launched the Copenhagen Super Petal project, where Peter was responsible for developing the rocket launch system and booster engines. After 6 years, Peter left the project and established his own laboratory under his name. Despite 2 failed marriages, his career was always progressing smoothly. Peter actively participated in events within his field, and combined with his innate talent, his name became increasingly well known. Returning to the case on August 10, 2017, Kim Wall and Ole planned to hold a small celebration before leaving Denmark. While preparing for the party together, Kim Wall received a message from Peter which excited her, because the meeting location was very close to where the celebration was being held. She asked her boyfriend for permission to briefly meet Peter and promised to return right after. However, 30 minutes later, she returned to her boyfriend and said that Peter had invited her to experience his submarine. For Kim, this was a rare opportunity in life, so she decided not to attend the party with her boyfriend and instead went to the submarine for an interview with Peter. She invited her boyfriend to join, but Ole had to stay at the party to host friends. Before leaving, she promised her boyfriend she would be back within 2 hours. At 7:00 p.m., she arrived at Le Havre harbor and found Peter's submarine. Before boarding, she took a photo of the vessel and sent it to her boyfriend. The submarine, the UC-3 Nautilus, measured 58.3 feet in length, had a water displacement of 40 tons, and could carry 8 people. Its diesel-electric hybrid engine could reach up to 5.9 knots per hour. During the sea trial, Kim sent her boyfriend a photo of herself standing in front of the control cabin. By 8:30 p.m. when the party ended, Ole and friends were sitting around a bonfire on the beach and noticed the submarine moving very slowly. 2 days after Kim Wall went missing, the submarine sank. The police conducted a recovery operation to investigate the cause. According to available information, it took 3 years to complete the submarine with a cost of around $200,000. In May 2008, the submarine completed its first voyage in Copenhagen. 2 years later, a serious battery malfunction occurred inside the control cabin. 1 year after that, the submarine was brought ashore for major repairs, and its maximum operating depth was 1,540 feet. After the submarine was recovered on shore, technicians conducted a meticulous inspection, ruling out natural mechanical failure or excessive water pressure as causes of the sinking. However, they discovered traces of blood, a pair of women's underwear, and tight-fitting clothing. Authorities conducted DNA tests, which matched the missing person's DNA. 2 days after the scene examination, the Danish police announced that the sinking was caused by human factors. The original plan was for Peter to sail around Refshaleøen Island and participate in a televised interview at 2:00 p.m. the following day. However, Peter ultimately canceled the interview without providing reasons or updating his staff. Peter told the police that he and Kim Wall had dinner at a restaurant, but when the restaurant's security cameras were reviewed, neither Peter nor Kim were seen there. 11 days after the incident, a cyclist on Amager Island, near where the submarine sank, discovered a body floating ashore. The torso was missing arms, legs, and head. Police arrived at the scene and observed that the body was tied to a heavy metal object, apparently to prevent it from floating. Police concluded it was a homicide, and the perpetrator had deliberately tried to conceal the crime. Authorities conducted a forensic examination and confirmed the body was Kim Wall. Once the truth emerged, Peter changed his statement, admitting he had disposed of Kim Wall's body in the sea. He claimed that while operating the submarine, he heard a loud explosion from the compartment, causing the vessel to surface. A fragment inside the compartment, weighing up to 154 pounds, suddenly fell onto Kim Wall, fatally injuring her. When he approached Kim to move the debris, he lost balance, lost control of the situation, fell and struck Kim, who was lying spread eagle on the submarine. He checked for breathing and a pulse, but Kim had already passed. At the same time, the submarine began showing signs of sinking. He claimed Kim's death was an unintended accident, and he felt deep remorse and guilt. However, not wanting to damage his career or bring trouble upon himself, Peter attached a heavy metal object to her body and threw it into the sea to prevent it from surfacing. He also planned for the submarine to sink and end his own life inside it. Fortunately, at the 89th minute, the maritime rescue team arrived in time and saved Peter from the incident. Peter's testimony was not accepted by the police because they found a large number of illicit films on his computer in his office. 1 month later, divers also discovered Kim's clothing near the sea close to the submarine sinking site, along with some crime-related tools similar to items found in his lab. Notably, DNA of Peter was found on Kim's underwear, but he continued to deny any wrongdoing, insisting that the traces resulted from first aid attempts during the incident. This time, he continued to change his testimony. He claimed that Kim Wall died due to the submarine's exhaust system, with carbon monoxide poisoning as the cause. At that moment, Peter was on the deck, and during a sudden drop in submarine pressure, Kim Wall was inside alone, surrounded by exhaust gases, and he could not access her. He tried to enter through the hatch and saw Kim Wall lying motionless. He performed artificial respiration for an hour without success and admitted to disposing of Kim Wall's body to respect her family. However, the authorities once again rejected any of his statements. In March 2018, the case was reviewed at the Copenhagen court. Peter was charged with intentionally killing Kim Wall. Previously, he had attempted to lure other women to experience the submarine, but no one agreed. 1. Several witnesses testified that on the day of the incident, they saw Peter bringing a handsaw chains and metal pipes onto the submarine. Marks on Kim's body matched those from the saw, indicating a meticulously planned act. It is possible Kim discovered some of Peter's secrets during her research on his rocket and submarine projects, and to cover it up, he felt compelled to act against the journalist. The trial lasted over a month, and Peter was ultimately convicted on 3 charges. He immediately appealed, citing psychological reasons, claiming he had narcissistic tendencies and lacked empathy for others. He was imprisoned on Faroe Island, southeast Denmark, at Stum prison. In the 4th month of incarceration, he was attacked by another inmate requiring hospitalization. Afterwards, he was transferred to Anbol prison to continue serving his sentence. For security reasons, in September of the same year, the Eastern Denmark High Court officially sentenced Peter to life imprisonment. 2 years later, he planned a detailed escape from prison, intending to assault the prison psychologist and flee. However, only 500 meters from home, police surrounded him and returned him to custody. His actions worsened his sentence. He received an additional 21 months for attempted escape. His plan to flee to Germany failed, leaving him with no options. He was also ordered to pay significant compensation to the prison psychologist. In 2020, on a television program, Peter admitted to acting against Kim Wall. But the unanswered question remains: what exactly did he do to the journalist that night? What do you think about this case? What was Peter's real motive for targeting Kim Wall? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on the most iconic criminal cases.